The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Topping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light. Topping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on air light.
What is up, YouTube? It is Dolly back in the house again tonight. What a crazy day we have had on these YouTube streets. Oh my God, what a crazy day. But before we get into all that, definitely leave your DNA on that like button, okay? Just in case you go missing in them hills of Tennessee, okay? Just in case you go missing. You never know. I know what you're thinking. Dolly, I'm not from Tennessee, but you could still go missing from there, okay? So I'm going to need your DNA. And if you're brand new, sub up, ring the bell for notifications. Feel free to share my ugly ass face on any social media platform you choose. Okay, as you see by the title, it says Sebastian Rogers case. So we're going to be talking about the Sebastian Rogers case a little bit. BHB got some nerve. Oh my God, this lady right here is something else. And drama for $1. Okay, drama for $1. That's what it seems like to me. But let me give my warnings before we get started. Let me give my warnings. Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories, mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of chaos. Total satire. So this is just my opinion. Don't take none of it as fact. The caller's opinions tonight are theirs and theirs alone, not to reflect on the Dolly, because you could say some crazy shit that gets me sued. Everyone is innocent to proving guilty in a court of law unless you're Bullhorn Betty, okay? And the biggest one of them all, don't try to be Dolly at home, okay? It is extremely dangerous. Your head could explode, okay? Your head. That's what I felt like today. Today was just straight crazy on the internet. We know, the Sebastian Rogers case, just a little update. There's not one. There's really nothing, guys. It's been, the sad situation is this in the Sebastian Rogers case. There's really nothing to it happening right now. Okay. It just ain't. I wish there was. I wish there would be a break in this case. So, me, I listen to everything. I try to take in as much as I can, just hoping something happens and something changes in this case. Because the last thing we really want to see is the starting the Dolly train. Okay. Definitely. definitely jump on the Dolly train tonight. Dolly gotta eat. Okay, Dolly gotta eat. So I wish there was something that would happen, something that may lead us in the right path, or just anything in this case at all. And there's really been nothing. There's still people, of course, out there making up shit and staring at lights and, different weird, crazy things. But really, there's not been nothing new in this case. The only thing that's really been keeping this case alive, and much as I hate it, is a lot of the drama that has filled this case. A little shit talking here, a lot of shit talking there. Sometimes Dolly takes part in it, right? But does it really? Is it going to bring Sebastian home? No, it's not. Them things ain't going to bring Sebastian Rogers home. It does keep his name out there. It keeps spreading a little bit of awareness. And, slowly but surely, this case has been dying down. The interest of the public seems to be dying down a little bit, which sucks, right? That's the last thing we really want. We really do need a break in this case. Okay. So today was BHB. Anybody know that crazy ass woman with the bullhorn? Matter of fact, it was the lady that was with me in Georgia. The lady that was with me in Georgia. And I am so disappointed in. She said some hateful things about Dolly today. And, she had to throw my mother into it, which it's just a low blow, to say his mother's rolling around in his grave over his behavior. Now, I'm sure my mother was rolling around on the grave when, was hanging out with fake ass people, right? So to me, this woman said that Dolly is all about the money. That's it. And I just became about the money, and I am being mean to good people. Well, what good people is Dolly being mean to, right? I think I treat everybody the same in this whole case, whether it be Seth, it be Chris, it be Katie. I'm pretty hard on everybody. I don't think I go too easy on anybody. So today, I'm going to get back into the old Wicked Witch Bullhorn Betty in a minute. Today, Chris he did his tour of the YouTube channels, right? I think he did. I didn't catch the Queen Bee live. I didn't get a chance to catch that. I was working on my slingshot today. And it was a beautiful day here in Virginia. So I was trying to get some of that sun. As you can see, I look a little red. Don't worry, people. It's not my blood pressure. It's just I've been out in the sun all day. I'm not dying. Hopefully. Okay. Hopefully I'm not dying. I've been out in the sun all day with the slingshot ain't got a top. So that sun be beaming on you. So he also was on Cluminati and Cletus's channel. I think it's just Cluminati. I don't think they give Cletus any credit. But he was on Cluminati's channel, and I got to check out a little bit of that. And a lot of, clues people are like thinking, why don't you tell Chris the things you've said about him? And I have no problem saying the same things I say now. My view on things don't change. Just because I go in a room, there's one thing you're going to learn about Dolly is I don't kiss nobody's ass. I don't have to. I don't care, right? It doesn't matter to me. There's things about this dude that I just don't like. I don't, and the biggest one has been the same thing I've always said. I don't like the fact that he put his hands on that kid. It's just one of those things. I'm a father. I wouldn't want some other man beating my kid. I just wouldn't do it. And that has never set well with me. Okay. So in this, Chris, you wanted me to come up on the panel with them tonight. And my thing is this, I didn't want to take over Cluminati's show. I didn't want it to be about me and my problem with Chris or any of that. Her show was running perfectly smooth, and I didn't want to throw a monkey wrench into what she was doing, because there's still some tough questions that I want to ask Chris that he may get upset about. And I didn't think Cluminati's channel was the place to ask those tough questions and disrupt what she was doing and piss off her viewers. And then it becomes an attack on Dolly, because they may not like some of the things that I have to say, but some of these questions have to be asked. And just because I'm in that room don't mean my views or anything have changed. Okay. Just because I'm going into somebody's room and not being an asshole don't mean I'm not an asshole. Okay. It is what it is, right? I'm still the same dude. I'm just in a different room and I'm being quiet. I'm trying to maintain my coolness. Okay. Trying to be chill. You know, there's a time and place for everything. And I know that, right? And eventually these tough questions will have to be answered. You know, they'll have to be answered. And it's just one, it just is what it is. Now, me myself, I have been minding my own business today, right? I got up early, did some running around with PJ, took her car and did some stuff with her car and all kinds of shit, right? Just a busy day for me. So I really wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to this. This every now and then PJ would kind of fill me in on what's going on, you know, especially with the Betty Court stuff and her not showing up. They getting a continuance, blah, 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 you know, drag it out. And a lot of people are like, you know, why don't people get it over with? You got to remember when I was in court, they were saying the same thing about me. Like, you know, it was just continued and continued. My damn lawyer got the damn COVID and he continued the court date for like 6 months. I was ready to get it over with, right? But everybody was like, Dolly's ducking court. He won't go to court. No, I had a good ass lawyer and he was sick. Okay. He was sick. And it took forever to clear up that stuff in Georgia with me. And once you're in the legal system, it that shit drags out, you know. And you know, see so many people, you know, hate Betty. It's like I see so many people hate Bond, you know, just on hating Betty. And here's the thing, guys. Betty said some pretty horrible shit about me today. I don't hate Betty, right? I don't like the word hate. I don't put hate in my heart. There's things that people do that I dislike, okay? Like I dislike what she did today, how she acted today, the things she said about me today. And also to Hung, is that his name? Did I say it right? I'm not even trying to be funny. He had posted something like that I hate Chris Proudfoot, right? Because he's been playing Turtle Island, believe it or not. The first time he called, I didn't even know. I didn't even know it was Chris till after the show had ended. But this last show, he bought an egg on Turtle Island, and he actually pulled the best card you can get out of an egg. Okay, dude got some good luck, I guess, in the game. So people are like, "Well, you're being easy on him because he's playing the game." I don't give a damn who plays that game. Seth was in the game. TikTok Tony was in the game. If I knew he wanted to play the game, I'd have added him to the game. It's just something to break up the true crime and just to have some fun and do that type of stuff with, right? It's to break up the craziness, the drama, the whole shit, right? It gives everybody a chance to kind of pick on each other, hear good things about other creators. It's a mixture of both for any of you guys that have never tuned into Turtle Island. It's just like it's like a bootleg Survivor kind of, you know? So he's been playing that, and people think I have been going easy on him because he's playing that. Now, here's the thing. I always give people the benefit of the doubt. I try to give people a chance, everybody. If you look at any case I've covered in the last 2 years, Billy Joe comes in here. Remember, me and Billy Joe used to headbutt. But we found a way to work our differences out. And, you know, you can only be mean to people so long. Like, I can blame you, but how many times can I blame you? I mean, after a while, it is what it is, right? Don and Candace Wells. You remember that, right? I said, look, I think they covered up the accident. When I went and met with Don and Candace, I never changed what I said. I held strong to, hey, this is what I think. Now, am I right? I don't know. That's just my opinion. Just because you have an opinion on something don't mean you're right. Now, from the beginning of this, I have been super suspicious of Katie Proudfoot. That hasn't changed. Okay. That hasn't changed a lick. Just because you see me in a room listening to what's being said, that don't mean what I think has changed. Okay. There's some explanations that I believe have to be brought to light for me to understand why people act the way they do. And I think the more you listen to people, the more you start to understand or put together who they are as people. Now, when you first see somebody, you don't really know them. It takes a little while to get to see who the real person people are, you know? And so, I pay attention just like each and every one of you guys up here. I'm not just a YouTube creator, I'm a YouTube viewer. Okay. I sit around and kill time. And are you still blocked? No, you're not blocked. I don't know why you'd be blocked. I sit up here and watch other stuff just like everybody else. I like to be entertained too. Okay. So, he went over a lot of stuff about Sebastian Rogers today on Clue's channel. And like I said, I didn't want to disrupt the channel. But here's my whole thing is like I said, Hung saying I hate people. I don't hate anybody. Okay. Don't put hate in my heart that ain't there. That's how I look at it. I don't hate Hung. I don't hate Nick. I don't hate Seth. I don't hate Chris. I don't hate Katie. I don't hate Bullhorn Betty. I don't hate anybody. Okay. That's just something. Now, like I said, there's things that these people do that I don't approve of. There's things that these people do that I don't like. And I'm sure there's things that they would say, hey, there's shit Dolly does that they don't like. Okay. Everybody has their things, right? So to me, the big question has always been the same thing is what was Sebastian accusing you of? And why did you feel it was necessary to whip that child? And then the questions that I can't ask on Clues without disrupting the whole chat and then chaos breaking out, and I knew these things. I know these things, right? So one day when he decides he wants to come up here and answer those questions, the platform is always open for him to come up here and answer those questions because I can't get much farther than that without him answering those questions because them are the questions that make it go, okay, do I even want to talk to you? Or do I not want to even associate with you as a person? These are important questions to me. Maybe not so important to some other people, but I think very important to what I want to know. And these questions haven't changed in a year. Okay. These questions haven't changed in a year. T-Rev is out storm chasing. What storm is he chasing? Was it raining crack rock? Is meth falling from the sky? What storm is he chasing? Oh Lord. Oh hell no. All right, there you go. That's the last thing you need is a tornado and a damn garden gnome on the road at the same time. Okay, that's just crazy. That's crazy, right? Wow, the internet streets will get wilding out. Okay, little baby JLR there is what we got going on. So, like I said. And then we got this whole, green team, the green team, right? Now, I've been getting a lot of hell the last few days over this. I guess this is why they were talking about me today, which they're late again. Like, did they ever show up on time? Okay. Why are they always late on everything? I said something about Seth 4 days ago. It take 4 days to get a reply. Okay. Just like it took Betty 6 months late to the fucking Sebastian Rogers case. Like all these other people, where were they at in the beginning? Where were they? They were late. They were late as shit. It's always late. Could you show up on time? Okay. Can you show up on time? We ain't got 4 days to wait for your reply. Okay. So basically, and I guess that was because Hong posted that Chris was playing Turtle Island and Dolly hates him. Okay. And then, of course, Betty got up under there talking about how much she hates my guts and wish she never met me. And then I'm all about the money. And my mama's probably rolling over in her grave. You didn't know my mom. Okay. My mom would want me to stand up for what's right. And now, you damn crooks, she wouldn't want me to stand up for y'all. Okay. I can tell you that. If you want to know something about my mom, BHB, she would have thought y'all were crooks too. She would have called it just as quick, probably even quicker, right? My mom was a smart lady, and she would have seen right through y'all's game, right through it, just like I do. Okay, just like I do, just like I see right through Tony. Do I feel bad that Seth has a missing child? Of course I do. He's the father of a missing child. Does he surround himself with absolute fucking idiots? Yeah. Okay. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's the truth. He absolutely surrounds himself with a pack of fucking idiots that are just drama driven for a dollar. The more chaos you cause, the more money you make. And that's what it's about to you. To sit there and say I'm all about money. See, and there you go. To say that, but you guys are driven by drama. Driven, just absolutely driven. Like, yeah, I've been enjoying my day. Look at the sun. Look, see how bright red I am. I almost look Native American, right? I'm getting me a feather like Dog the Bounty Hunter. I'm get me a feather next, right? It's coming, right? Y'all gonna see me tomorrow with a feather hanging from my ear. Y'all gonna be like, damn, okay. So when I seen that stuff, I look back at Betty. At one point in time, I thought Betty was legit. I did. I've seen her. I've been in the trenches with her. I've been in sweaty ass woods and ditches and snake infested places and all over the country with Betty, doing the right things, right? Doing the right things. I've seen Betty do good. I've seen her do good. My own eyes. I know everybody thinks Betty's just pure T bad. Bad, 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 bad. She's pretty bad. But at one point she was doing the right things. She just has a shitty personality and she's rough as 80 grit sandpaper. But at some point, she seemed legit. Where she took this big, huge left turn of not giving a fuck about kids and just wanting to make money and harass parents is, I don't know. I mean, maybe I should have seen it, right? I should have seen it like sooner. Like even when I was in Georgia, Billy Joe and Leilani hated Betty. I don't know why they hated her so bad, but they just hated her. I thought Billy Joe was going to whip her ass, to be 100% honest with me. I was like, if this big ass biker woman don't whip her ass by the time we get up out of Georgia, I'm going to be amazed. Okay. But Leilani and Billy Joe, they never had no problem with me. Right. They even invited me to come chill with them. And I should have knew then, hey, there's something about this lady people just don't like, right? But then you look at the situation she was doing me dirty in Georgia, talking shit behind my back. She was playing both sides with voices behind the wall. Y'all are learning a lot of this stuff is real today from the internet too. And of course, how fake Molly. I am showing up with some war braids. Don't worry, Christy Ford. It's coming. A feather and some Seth war braids. So Molly was alive today too. And Molly just destroyed Monkey Boy. Right. And it just once goes to show what I was saying was 100% true. Right. And you got to remember how close Molly and Monkey Boy were. They were like it was Princess and Monkey Boy with Molly, right? Right. To hear Molly just destroy him today and say, Dolly tried to tell y'all, right? Dolly tried to tell y'all. I was just like, I know, Molly. I tried to tell him. I tried to tell him. Nobody wants to listen to Dolly. Nobody believes that shit, right? So you remember how quick they turned. Well, Betty was already turning on me in Georgia, right? She was already, letting voices behind the wall talk shit about me while they fed each other information. Made me out to be the bad guy out of all of it, right? I guess I was the fall guy for that one. And then of course, Betty did Don and Candace Wells this totally fucking wrong, like terribly bad, right? And I knew at that point, if I was tied in with Betty and them, that I wasn't going to be able to, hear Don and Candace's side, that they wasn't going to have shit to do with me as long as I was around Betty. So I went there by myself. And of course, Don wanted to speak with me. So I went and met with Don Wells. We sat down. We had some food. We talked. I sat there and talked to Candace. And they invited me to the house. And at this point, nobody had been to the house on the hill in quite some time, right? Nobody had made it up to the hill. So me and PJ went up and sat with him, and we spent a good day with him, right? Which wasn't even planned. It wasn't even planned. It's just the way it panned out. And I had to give people a chance to tell me their side of the story. When I sat with Don Wells, I told him, I said, Don, I just think a terrible accident happened and y'all covered it up. And Don was like, Dolly, you're wrong. And he went into telling me his story. Now, do I think I was wrong? To this day, I don't think I was. But you got to give people a chance to tell their side, especially if I'm going to sit up here and talk shit, right? I got to give you an opportunity to speak, okay? To hear it from you. And plus, if anybody knows anything, some people say it's empath, but I think I'm just a vibe person. If I get close to you, like we in the same room, I can feel your energy. I can tell if you lying or if you're telling the truth. I've always been able to do that. I don't know what it is, but I can't do it online. But if I get in the room with you and we're sitting right there, I can feel your energy. So the energy, when people ask me what did I feel from nervousness, Don Wells was nervous. When you see Don Wells on the internet drunk, he comes off as this big, bossy, tough, asshole ass dude. But when you dare with Don Wells and he's sober, he's a real timid, nervous acting guy. Right? Not the big bad Don Wells you see on the internet. It's a total different guy. And sober, believe it or not, and I know a lot of people hate when I say this, Don and Candace don't seem like bad people, right? I ain't saying they didn't do something bad, right? I ain't saying that. I'm just saying sober, they seem like decent people. So when I did that, and I came up on the internet and I told people, I said, well, look, they seem like decent people. The house was clean. They invited me up to the hill. They didn't have nothing to hide. Certain people up here on the internet didn't want me saying the truth. They didn't want me to say the truth because they had painted this different picture of Don and Candace Wells. And I can only tell people what I've seen and what I experienced. Okay. I don't know what the hell y'all got going on, but that ain't what I seen. Okay. And I'm not going to come up here and paint these people out to be something that they didn't act like when I sat there with them. Right? They seemed country folk. They seemed sad. I don't know if they're sad about what they did or if they're sad that something happened. But I know this. They were two sad ass people. And I guess, Betty and them were calling me names. Said I was gay, that I was blowing Don Wells. Right? Well, what the hell kind of stuff is that? Right? So these, I should have seen these things slowly. And then, of course, shortly after that, I cut ties with just about everybody. I was like, okay, nobody on the YouTube streets are real. Everybody is full of shit. It's like everything is sides. Pick a side. Okay? Pick a side. And you're almost forced to pick a side in here, right? It's just the way it is. It's the way that it kind of operates. It's like people are going to force you to a side, or you just say fuck everybody, right? Sorry about the F-bomb. Some people say I've been saying the F-bomb too much, but this stuff has been so much drama and craziness. I think the F-bombs kind of fit what needs to be said. I don't think there's any other words that you've got to kind of put them in there, So, but like I seen Betty, like in Idaho, Betty acted right. She was doing the right things. I thought she was really trying to help in the search and in the find sleuthing and in the information. I thought she really tried to help in Georgia, but I didn't know what was happening behind the scenes. So I learned that the hard way. Tennessee, whole different game. No. There was a part of Tennessee that I thought Betty was doing right too, especially for the prayer vigil that we put together for Summer Wells. I thought it turned out nice and beautiful with the lanterns and So I've seen this woman do good. To see her do so horribly bad, and instead of searching for a kid and but I should have knew, because she attacked Don Wells the same way and Candace, and she never let up. She never let up. Now I'll say what I gotta say about you, but I ain't gonna just keep just never stop, right? Because at some point it becomes harassing people. Yeah, you're entitled to your opinion. Yeah, but when every day of just attacking the same people, the same people, the same people over and over again. And then, the threats and stuff she's making towards the family, of like she's somebody to be scared of, right? Like, I don't think Betty don't understand that people ain't scared of her. Okay, nobody's scared of Betty. You're 4 foot tall. You bark and bark, but you don't really have a bite. Okay, you don't have a really bite. The only thing you'll do is tie people up in legal situations. That's it. That's what you're known for. It's no different than, like, you learned that from JLR. Okay, you took a class from JLR, and you've been running that shit. That you pushing fear on the people. I'll sue you. I'll sue you. I'll sue you. And drag you through court shit. But nobody's scared. Okay, nobody's scared. It's just crazy, right? What happened to the person that searched for kids, the person that sleuthed for kids? That person's gone, right? Like, you talk about money. It I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, so many people, listen, guys, somebody left a comment about me having to pay my rent, right? I'm thinking to myself, I don't pay rent. Okay, I own the house I live in. I own my cars. I own the house, right? I don't pay. I pay the light bill. You ain't never heard me say I got to pay that light bill. Has anybody ever heard me say I got to pay rent? Okay, like, if you're gonna say mean things to me, at least watch me. Okay, at least watch me so you know what to say, right? You could be like, oh, you just trying to make money to pay your light bill. All right. Because when you say rent, I don't rent my house. I own it. Okay. It's paid for. I got the title. Okay. I don't, that's crazy. Right. So, but I do feel like some of these people are in it for money. And when I say that, everybody's like, well, you make money, Dolly. Well, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. People super chat. Okay. It don't matter what I talk about. People super chat. They jump on that Dolly train. Okay. You ain't on it yet. Where you at? Where you at? Right. So, of course I make money. Right. Of course I make money on YouTube. I don't hide the fact that I make money on YouTube. Dolly got to eat. How you think I eat? Okay. You think food just magically falls out the sky? You think T-Rab just shows up with DoorDash? No, you got to buy that shit. Right. And then some little meth head with a hat too big pulls up and gives you your food. I guess that's how it operates, right? That's what somebody told me anyway. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So, just to see all the drama and all this, everybody's this Rico, this Nana turned on Katie, and Betty sending threatening messages. One, the Nana lady, is that what it is? Nana? I wouldn't believe anything this woman said on either side of anything. A lot of these people up here on the internet, they just want attention. Okay. They just want attention. Yada. Is that it? Yada, Nana, Yada. Is that it? Is it Yada? Fuck it. Who cares what her name is? Okay. Who cares? Who Yada? I Yada. Okay. Who really cares? Right? The lady has flip flopped her story back and forth, right? And I wouldn't listen to nothing she said. Me myself, right? Because you can tell when people are full of shit, right? And to me, the lady seems full of shit, no matter what side she's on. When she was on the green team side, she. Okay, thank you. Let me share the screen real quick so it'll read your chats out. Share screen. Okay, so now when it says the chat, you should be able to hear it on this pop up when it comes out. So, like I said, when she was on the green team, when she was over there doing interviews with Bullhorn Betty, talking bad about Katie, which is she's Katie's cousin, she sounded like she was full of shit. Now she has joined the dark side, right? And she still sounds like she's full of shit. Right? So these people that just need attention, like, I count them as like your TikTok Tonys, right? Like your dog handlers, your private investigators that ain't private, right? I put all them people into the same group. Dolly don't pay none of them people any mind. Like, to me, it is almost laughable. Okay, like,
You gotta eat. Smiley face emoji.
thank you, thank you. To me, it is almost laughable. Okay, like, and people, they get so, some channels, right? Listen, nothing personal against your channels. Do your entertainment how you want, but they buy into this and they feed into this. And I understand there's that trauma element to it. So you gotta drum up this drama. And people say they don't like drama, but a lot of people do. Okay, a lot of people do like the drama element of it. The only thing that I appreciate the drama for is it's still bringing attention. Do I like the drama? No, right? I think it, because then you got to keep up with it to see what's going on, and I don't like keeping up with all that bullshit. Okay, it takes away from my day.
Prayers for Laura Calvert after burying her mother. We are still praying for you, Laura. Praying gesture emoji. Praying gesture
Yeah,
emoji.
Laura.
Praying gesture emoji. Purple heart 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 emoji.
Okay, let's go easy on the emojis. Okay, or you're going to be burying me. All right. So we got a 2 emoji limit today. When they're reading when it reads the chat, we have a 2 emoji limit on everything. Okay, no more than 2 emojis. That's a lot of damn emojis going on right there. So, like I said, the drama does help keep the name and Sebastian.
Can I ride in the caboose?
You can definitely ride in the caboose, right? It keeps Sebastian's name out there. But does it keep it out there for the right reasons? Absolutely not, right? So, and I'm one of these people, I believe in karma. I don't wish bad things on people. I try not to, because when you do that, okay, because I see a lot of people out here wishing bad things on people, especially Betty. Okay, I see a lot of it, right? And here's the thing: when you wish bad on people like that, guys, bad things are going to happen to you. Okay, those who seek revenge should dig 2 graves, right? So I believe in karma. I believe what you put out in this world is what you're going to get back. Okay, you don't have to wish karma on people. Karma is going to get these people that are doing certain things. Let me tell you, it's got me every time. Everything I've ever done, I've paid for 7-fold, right? Everything good I've done, I've gained back at least 7-fold. All right. That's why I say put good out in the world, good will come back to you. You put out this bad shit out in the world, it's going to come back to you. So wishing bad on people, all it's going to do is hurt you. Okay. So don't wish bad on people. There's 2 things I say I never wish on people is death and jail, unless you're a criminal. Okay. Like you hurt kids or something bad, or violent, then yeah, I want you in jail. But for the average person, a little misdemeanor bullshit, I don't wish death or jail on anybody. All right. For people that, wish jail on people, I wouldn't wish it on people unless you've served time and you understand what that consists of. All right. So, just remember that, and I think that'll help you a little bit in life. Let karma handle it. It's not our place to judge. I know that the woman is not liked, and some of you may say you hate the lady, but I'm gonna tell you, get that hate out your heart. Get it out your heart. It ain't good up in there. It ain't good for you. Stressing yourself out about things ain't good. It's stress is a silent killer, right? Some people are just stressed out about what's happening and these
If
and
you
things.
ever been in jail, you wouldn't wish it on no one.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I wish it on people. I've been in jail, and I wish it on like Stephen Stearns, Brian Kohlberger. I mean, you got to do something serious for me to want you in Jen Soto. You know what I'm saying? You got to do something super serious for me to want you in jail with some proof. As long as there's a little bit of proof, then I'll wish a little bit of jail on you, right? And I know that that's on the good end of things. Karma ain't gonna come back and bite me on the ass when you deserve it, 100% deserve it. I ain't saying Betty don't deserve that, right? I'm just saying I don't wish that on anybody, and I don't care how mad and hateful things people say. I more power to her. It don't affect the way I sleep at night. I wish she would keep my mama out of her mouth. She didn't know my mother. I thought that was an unnecessary blow. Like, if you got some shit to say about me, say whatever you want. I don't care. You just call me a piece of shit. It ain't no different than you've been calling me behind the scenes. And anyway, right? So who cares? I don't care about none of that stuff. I've been called a million times worse. But no need to, say something about my dead mama. That's a little unnecessary unless you want to go to war. And let me tell you, woman, you don't want that smoke. Okay, you don't want that smoke. I'm actually been in a pretty good mood today because it's been a pretty nice day here today. So like, I've been outside and enjoying it, and I don't let people destroy my day like that with just a few words. Vince McMahon doesn't argue. He tells you Ric Flair. Okay. Woo! Right? Nature Boy. I'm mad at Ric Flair. Okay. When I see Ric Flair, I'm going to figure 4 leg lock
Where's
his ass.
DA baby dolly voice? Ha, where's Sebastian?
Now, nothing's changed. Where's the baby? Right? Where's the baby? Where's the baby dolly voice? Ha. Listen, we don't know. Right? I mean, I have my suspicions, but I just don't know, and it looks like nobody's going to organize no searches. It's pretty heartbreaking, and I know these parents, they talk about it like, like I heard Chris today, like, he would take them to a game, to a sporting event when he comes home. That sounds great, not everything. And I, tune off, people, if you're family and you're listening. I just don't feel like that boy's coming home. It sucks to say it. It just sucks to say it. And I wish more people would search, to bring answers, closure to this. I think, for everybody that thinks I hate Seth, I think Seth deserves that, right? I think if Katie don't have nothing to do with it, she deserves that. Now, a lot of people think Katie have something to do with it. And I think, what happens in the dark will come to light. And if she does have something to do with it, she will pay for it. Okay. I don't know. I have no proof that she did. Like I said, everybody's innocent and proven guilty unless you're Betty. Then you just guilty as shit. Okay. But if she did have something to do with it, she's going to pay for it. I look at it the same way with Candace, right? I look at it a little different because I think Candace may have covered something up and she has to deal with it. But she's going to have to pay for that, right? And karma, if you did do something bad, like I said, it's coming to get you no matter what. Like, if, eventually all this will come out and we will know the answers for Sebastian. Just when, I don't know. And so many people, we're so impatient, right? We want answers right now. I know I do. I don't know about you guys. I want answers 11 months ago. And it's hard to move on without those answers, right? Some people be like, Dolly, you've been talking about this for a year. I'm hoping it'll end, right? I wanted it to end 11 months ago. I wanted it to end right after it happened. That would be the best thing of it all, right? And look what it turned into. Look what it turned into. It turned into a full blown circus at times, right? Right now, I think it's calming down a little bit. Today was a little drama filled because of Betty with court, and Chris made his, his world tour today, and so it was a little chaotic today. And
Seth, Katie, and Chris need to search not internet.
yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. It needs to be both. I do believe that the media is an important part of this. Okay. And this is the time that I say that Katie has to step up, because if you don't, it's going to get cold. And I mean quick, right? Summertime's coming. People are going to lose interest. And that's the last, people say they won't, right? Well, they say they won't. But shit, they said that about Summer Wells. They said that about Michael Monkey Vaughn. And you see a lot of people, I ain't saying everybody. There's some troopers out here that keep pushing and keep shit alive. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay. But I've seen so many people say they were somebody's army. And that army, you look at it now, it's like 12 people. Okay. When it was hundreds of people. And that's not a lie. Anybody that's been in true crime for a while, that ain't a lie. People will leave you quick as shit. Right? I mean, I don't know if she'll step up and not skate, Mom. I just wishful thinking. You know what I'm saying? Talking into existence, maybe. I just hope, right? What do we have left at this point? Just hope for things. That's it. That's the only thing there is just keep some type of hope alive. Hope that there's answers. Hope that there's a clue. Because what else do we got? Nothing but people fighting, arguing, and making up things. Right? And I don't got time to make up shit. I just don't fit into my busy schedule of let's make up shit or look at lights for 6 months. It's just not a blow at a YouTube creator. I'm just saying he ain't, that dude ain't the only person looking at lights. Okay. But I'm just saying it's just, school buses and trash cans and just whatever works for you, right? Whatever floats your YouTube boat, I guess. What do we do? Where do we go from here? Do we just keep the drama for $1 going? Is that going to be this year? Is drama for $1? That's what I call it. It's drama for $1. It doesn't mean that's what these channels seem like they are. Especially when, like, in the beginning, it was bigger channels. I would say medium level channels, not huge channels, but medium channels. And now it's kind of went to the drama channels. There ain't no real true crimers covering it. You don't see like Plunder covering it. You don't see Grizzly covering it. Just everybody just bailed on it. Like, and I think that's because of the drama. I think some people, they try to stay away from the drama. Like me, I don't like the drama, but if there needs to be drama, I'm good at it. Okay. I can throw blows with the best of you out there. Not that I want to, like, I don't want to just dog you and laugh at you and turn you into a joke, but I will. Yeah, I will. If I have to, right? If you force my hand, okay, I will do what I got to do. And I'm just as good as any of you at it, right? If not better. But that ain't what I want to do. That ain't really what I want to do. It's not, there's better ways of achieving our mission without, if I didn't have no attention, maybe I'd drag the shit out of some of y'all to get it, but I don't really have to do that, so why do it? When I look at you like it's just you need other YouTubers to fight with, it's because you're trying to drum up attention. And I get it. I understand it. Everybody needs their clicks and views, I guess. But it what it creates is a big old shit show. Okay. And you got to maintain it to where it's fine to have a shit show. Okay. Everybody loves a good shit show every now and then, right? But when it becomes a full blown circus, you got lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, that's when it's went a little too far. A good little shit show, shit storm. You know, it's all right with me. But when it's just straight chaos and like everything is just a joke, like a lot of these people I don't even take serious. To be dead honest, I don't even. I look at it and I'm just like, like what the hell, right? And I just don't know where we go from here. Is my biggest problem with this. What can we do to help? Is there anything we can do to help? Is there anything that we can do to further along the Sebastian Rogers cause? I mean, I was thinking about that today. You know, what at this point, what can we do to help this case? When you, I can't pick a side. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do from here. You know, I'm kind of stuck in one of those, where do we go from here points. Now, I easily can say, hey, well, let's go to other cases, which we're going to be covering a bunch of new stuff anyway. But I don't want to leave Sebastian behind. But I'm at this crossroads of, do I want to hang out and just listen to people bitch and it be just one big argument between.
Lena Lunsford took her daughter Ayla. She was arrested 5 years later. Took a bit for Leilani to pay for Quentin as well. Let's hope for the truth.
AGM 88. That's right. I mean, it does take some time. And that's what I was saying. We're just so impatient, right? We're just so impatient that it's killing some of us impatient people like me. Okay. I know I'm impatient. I'm impatient, but I do know this stuff takes time. I just hate it. Okay. I just hate it with everything in me. I hate it. I wish these answers would come so fast. Right. And I know the parents want it to come even faster. Maybe some of them. I don't really know. You know, I do go at people, and but I get to a point to where there's just no more for me to say. I've said it. You know, do I come up here and say mean things about people every day, or do I just get the mean things out that I want to say, and then keep it moving? Right? I didn't say all the bad stuff I can say about people. You know, that they're negative parts, but the thing is this: if you do bad, I'm going to say something about the bad you're doing. Right? It just, and some people get mad. They believe that a certain person done it, and everybody else is saints. Okay, then that's not the case. There's that ain't the case, and especially not in this case. Especially not in this case. There's some shit going on all sides, you know, and I don't know. I just, like I said, I don't know what we can do as a channel to help anymore. Okay. I mean, I can continue to go down there and sleuth and search. It'd be great if there was more people involved in that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's a saint. I agree with you, man. Nobody's perfect. Not me. I know these people on YouTube. Nobody's perfect. You know, I've made plenty of mistakes and plenty of F ups, and you know, but the only thing you can do is try to fix those things and do better, right? I guess it's the only thing you can do. Yeah, I mean, my thing is like, what's the next step in this case? I know America's Most Wanted's coming up, and some people are saying the end of this month. You know, I don't know why they wait so long, right? You would think that America's Most Wanted and Unsolved Mysteries and all that would have been quick to the case, right? Especially with this case, it did get a lot of wrong, Dolly. I'm a saint. Tony's the only saint in here. Saint Tony, okay? He who cast the first stone, right? I'd be getting hit with all kind of rocks. It is what it is. Brad said, tired of Sebastian case, he's gone. You know what, Brad? People have been dealing with this case for a long time. And I'm not done with the case. I'm over a lot of the shit in the case, right? A lot of the confusion and the chaos and the craziness of it and the weirdos that are involved. But over wanting Sebastian to come home, I'm not over that. And when I say that, the sad part of that is I want Sebastian recovered. I don't believe this kid's running around living his
The
best
Blessed
life.
Express, choo-choo,
Boom,
kissing
boom.
face emoji.
Thank you, Sweet Jones. On the Blessed Express, make sure you get you a window seat. Okay, get you a nice window seat. Buckle up. Yeah, I mean, look. Where do we go? That's the point I'm at, right? I was asking myself that earlier when I was listening to Chris on Gluminati. So I was just thinking to myself, you know, especially when they were trying to get me on the panel, I was like, okay, I don't want to go up here and say nothing mean.
The parents made it a circus, not social media.
No, I think, yeah, you're right. But I think it took both. I think people and the family made it a big fucking clown show. Okay. And when I say that, I hate Chris and Kate. Chris in the beginning was horrible. Okay. When he thought everything was a joke and he was coming up here. Nobody wanted him joking in the beginning. That's dead serious. Nobody wanted him joking because everybody thinks there's a certain way you should be when your child goes missing. And we all know Chris ain't the dad, but he is the stepfather. So it's like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. I can come up here and try to lighten the mood, but you a parent, okay? Even just a step parent, you're a parent, and people don't want to hear you joking. They expect to hear you sad, and that's what they expect. Now, is that what it's going to be? You know, people are different, and that ain't quite what we got from Chris in the beginning. We got him joking, him, you know, doing different voices, and I think, you know, even then it turned a lot of people off to who he was in the beginning. You're right. And then Chris and Katie both, they went hush. Zero, they went silent for a little bit. And then from that point, Seth and his team of fucking idiots helped turn this into what it is today, right? I think the chaos in the circus is more behind the green team than it is Chris and Katie. Even though Chris and Katie are the more suspicious ones, they were pretty quiet. So you can't blame somebody ain't saying nothing for turning the internet into a circus. I think it's the people that were out here doing what they were doing turned it into a circus. You know, you got old seasoned ass Tony, right? Did anybody see him have a seizure the other night? It's either a seizure or Tourette's. Like, I pray for that man. Okay. All joking aside, I don't know what happened to him. I thought he was having a seizure. Me, myself, right? Like, listen, I got medical problems myself, you know, heart disease, high blood pressure, cholesterol, the whole gamut, right? When I was watching him, he kind of fucking went blank for a minute. And like his eyes started getting all big and he started looking up. And the only thing I've seen that in is people having seizures, mild seizures, or there's this girl I watch with Tourette's. And sometimes she'll do some kind of thing similar, like a tick or I don't think, no, ma'am, right? I don't think that's what it was, but something medically seemed like it went on with him in that last stream. Bailey, yeah, I think it is a little girl, yeah. But I watched it, and thank you, Jen. And I was like, something's going on with him, like medically. Is what I thought. Maybe I could be wrong, right? But it looked like to me that he had some type of mild seizure. And that's a scary thing. I've had a friend that died from having a seizure. This girl Amy, I know, she died in the back seat of a car. She had a mild seizure, and she was fine at some point. And she said she was sleepy. They were on a road trip, and she kind of laid down, and she never woke up, right? And she was young. She was like 17. Right. This is when I was young. I knew this girl, and she died in the car on a road trip. With her dad driving. So, but she had mild seizures, right? She'd have one and she'd be okay. And she said she was okay and she was fine. And they had been riding. She was good for a while. And then she went to sleep, never woke up. But, I know, Tony being in it for the wrong reasons. And, like I said, I don't wish bad medical things on anybody or whatever. Hopefully he gets that looked at, because that was kind of scary, right? Like, listen, I don't like the guy. I don't hate him, right? Like I tell people, I don't hate the guy. I just don't think you're in it for the right reasons. And, but I don't want nothing bad to happen to you. Okay. So if you're ever there thinking Dolly hates Tony, I don't hate Tony. If that did something bad happen to that dude, I'd feel bad. I really would. The same thing with if something happened to either one of you guys, I'd feel bad. I don't want to say, I don't wish that stuff on people, but whatever was going on with them was pretty scary. So I don't know how many of you guys seen that, but somebody sent me the clip, like, the timestamp, and I went back and, I watched it, and I was like, that is not normal. Like, I could see if he was looking away at something or he was kind of, focused on something, but he wasn't. It looked like he lost complete focus. Like he went blank, and then his eyes took over, like, boop. He was looking up, and he was kind of moving in this weird, like, it almost like his brain was glitching, like I don't know, like a glitch in the matrix or something. You didn't see it? Oh, well, it's in the last video. I think it's at like the 42-minute mark or somewhere around there. One of my people can put the timestamp in. I don't want to play it. I ain't gonna pick on the man's medical conditions or nothing, but it was definitely something scary for me. I was just thinking stroke, maybe. I don't know, something mild, because he snapped out of it. He snapped right up back out of it, and it only happened for about 5 or 6 seconds. Right? About 5 or 6 seconds. He looked like he was having, to me, it looked like he was having a mild seizure, not like the shaking kind of seizure, but like he completely he was, eyes were open, but it looked like nobody was home. You know what I'm saying? It looked like nobody was home for a little bit. And, I don't know what kind of medical conditions he has. I don't know. But that was kind of scary. And you got to watch the stress. I don't know if he's stressing, but stress, you get all stressed out about things. And I mean, I don't know what they're stressed about, but they be fighting and they go back and forth with people when, basically they don't have to. Here's the whole thing. I look at this internet shit like, why do these people watch? Right? Why watch? I don't understand that. Like, if you were saying bad things about me, I just don't watch you. Okay? Who cares? You don't like me. I don't watch people. I don't like me. Now, if you're saying good things about me, I might watch it. You're saying bad things about me. I'm just like, why would I watch them? They don't like me. Why stress what people are saying about you? Right? Like all these people know apparently what I said because they're all mad about it. But if you don't like me and I'm such a piece of shit, why are you watching me? Right? Because I couldn't tell y'all what the fuck y'all said because I don't watch it. I don't know what Betty's been saying. I only know that because PJ was reading the damn Twitter post, right? I don't watch a show. I don't know what you're doing. I don't bother with you, right? Because one thing I do know is stress will kill you. I can't stress what everybody says about me. I used to get a little pissed off when people would talk shit about me in the early days of YouTube, but then it got to be so many people talking shit about me that I was like, I can't pay attention to all that, right? And then it just came noise, right? At first I could hear what they were saying, but then there got to be so many people saying bad shit about me that it just became noise, right? So I didn't pay it any mind no more. And now I look at all of it like it's noise. It's just noise. Why am I going to pay attention to that, right? I can't even make it out. Dolly, you can't waste your valuable time on bullshit. Absolutely. You know, what's the most valuable thing we got out here in this world? The one thing we can't get back, and that's time, right? We only get a little bit of it in this world. We can't get a refund. We can't get our money back, right? We only live once. So I try to tell people when I do these things, like, I give you the most valuable thing I got, and that's my time. Right? And that should be your most valuable thing, not money. You know what I'm saying? What I give out up here is my time, and it's worth more money than you could give me. Okay? Because it's the most valuable thing we got. You don't get but so much of it, and then your ass is a skeleton in a coffin in the ground. So when I dedicate this much time to something, people should be glad that I did it because I gave everything I had to it. You know, the most valuable thing I got. Now, the only thing we can do now at this point, since everything is the way it is pray for a miracle, right? Miracles happen. It's going to take a lot of prayer, though, because, you know, you could go with the whole he been kidnapped theory, right? But ain't nobody gonna kidnap a kid with special needs that they gotta take care of. I just don't see that happening. I don't see nobody holding him hostage. And is it possible his mama could have did something to him? I mean, anything's possible, but there's no proof of that. So could he have ran away? Right? That's possible too. And you know, we see these videos of the flashlights and the kid, I can't even say kid, but the blur. Remember the blur that came out behind the vehicle that was walking? I mean, is it possible that's Sebastian? I mean, they're all Bigfoot videos. So we really can't tell. So at this point, I'm still at the stage is I don't know what happened to the child. No clue. I have my suspicions and, you know, but nothing solid, nothing at all. And, you know, so many people are talking about the police are moving in and blah, 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 and blah. Nothing's happened. Nothing. Does that mean it won't? Nah, I guess if the police find something, you know, arrest could come if somebody did something that was foul play. I hear so many people say they've hid this kid. Like I heard Molly today say, and this is totally disagree with Molly on this one, that they hid the kid on an Indian reservation. Okay. Like Indian reservations are just taking little white kids with special needs and hiding them. Okay. I don't think that's happening. Okay. I mean, it sounds good. Yeah, he's on an Indian reservation. Okay. That shit sounds nuts to me. Molly said that shit. I was like, what did she just say? What? They hid the white kid with special needs on an Indian reservation. Say that in the mirror and look at yourself when you say it. Okay. That I've heard it all. I've heard it all in this case. And I'm sure every last one of you have too, right? We've heard. Molly knows she is a smart lady. I would say Molly knows some things, right? But that one was a little like, what the hell did you just say, Molly? Like, yeah, the natives are taking in all kind of little white special needs kids. All right, I just make that shit make sense. Hey, listen, I ain't saying it's impossible. I ain't saying it's impossible, right? But highly unlikely that he's on an Indian reservation. Okay. Now, oh, do we go search? Is that our next move? We go searching Indian reservations? Okay. It's going to be a little hard, a little hard to get on those Indian reservations and not get a arrow to the neck. Last thing I need is to get shot with an arrow. Scout. I'm here looking for the white boy. Scout me right up in the. You're not going to get scanned. Leave it to Molly. I'm just saying that's what she said today. She was right about a lot of the stuff she said. She basically, laid it out how fake some of these people were. Because you remember when I said it, people got mad at me because I don't know. But nobody got mad at Molly. When Molly was over there, I thought she was going to kick the monkey. Okay. I thought she was going to kick the monkey. I thought she was going to be like, wait, I see that. I'm going to kick the shit out of her. Nobody mad at Molly, right? Let me say something about the dude. Let me say so. People be like, how could you do that, Dolly? Okay. You're so homophobic. Okay. I can't say shit, right? I can't say shit about nobody. Molly get right away with it. Nobody even questioned it, right? You're funny, Dolly. That ain't even funny to me, right? I'm watching it like, how come Molly can get away with it, but Dolly can't? Okay. How come she can say shit that I can't say? I be thinking it. I just can't say it. Okay. But when y'all ain't around, I'll be talking. As soon as y'all leave, I'll be like, psst. I like how she pushed them together today. Who is Molly? You don't know who Molly is? Okay. We make her famous today. She goes by Molly Pardon now. You can't make it. You can't make it up. But it's Molly Go Lightly. Okay. And me and Molly go way back 3 years ago. And, Molly was going to get me out of jail. Okay. Shout out to Molly. And, when I went on vacation, I stopped in Hersey, Pennsylvania and hung out with Molly. And in the beginning, for you guys that wasn't around, when I first started this channel, it was weird because I was doing true crime, but nobody knew who I was. Right. And I had this thing where I was trying to get people to say, who's Dolly? Right. So we were going around to different channels and like love bombing them with turtles and shit. And it was to get people to say, who's Dolly? Right. So I started this whole campaign of messing with Molly Go Lightly. Because at the time, Molly had like 80,000 subscribers. She would have, a lot of people in her chat room. So I started like picking on Molly. I had first seen her in the Gabby Petito case. And that's kind of what led me into true crime, that and Summer Wells. Right. So that brought my attention to Molly because Molly was the one out there putting laundry baskets in front of Gabby, Brian Laundrie's mama's house. Okay. Anybody remember that? Anybody? So Molly's nuts. I don't know about hilarious. This woman's fucking nuts. Right. So, but in a good way, in a total good nut way. Right. So I started, Molly had came up here and there was this thing about Molly she was like T-Rev where she made like $20,000 in a month. Right. So, and Molly's like real bougie. Molly, I guess her husband makes some good money. Molly got a nice ass Land Rover too. Lives in a nice ass house, nice cars, right? So I was always joking about hooking up with Molly and her picking me up in the limo. right? So I was making all these thumbnails of like me and Molly dating and shit. Right? It was just trolling, right, to try to get her attention. And then eventually, you know, she called on and she was like, "Who the fuck's Dolly?" Right? And then, you know, of course, you know, times change. Now everybody knows who Dolly is, right? But it was the build up to the early days of this channel was I trolled Molly, right? And Betty. I just trolled them. And but as I did true crime, I did true crime and I trolled these people because in the beginning I didn't agree with what they were doing. Not at all. I didn't really like what they did to Don Wells, causing that man his job. I was just like, that shit is not good, right? Like, there's levels to this, right? Like, I'm suspicious of Katie, but am I going to show up at Katie's work? You know what I'm saying? Am I going to go get Chris Proudfoot fired from his job? No, hell no. I would never do that. Okay. Did I ever show up at Billy Joe's job? You know what I'm saying? I never did nothing like that. I wouldn't do those things. And there's some, you know, these people were doing shit that I didn't agree with way back then. Right? Now, were they doing some good? Yeah. But in this, if you're going to do bad, your good has to really outweigh the bad, right? Has to really outweigh the bad. If your bad is outweighing your good, something's wrong in the equation, right? Sometimes you may have to do a little bad for it for the greater cause of the good, right? Sometimes you got to be an asshole if it's for a good reason. But when that bad outweighs the good, then what are you doing it for, right? To be bad? Because the mission is to be good, right? So I felt like their bad was outweighing their good. Okay. And just like what Betty is doing now, her bad is outweighing her good. It's the same thing. Like, I don't agree with that shit. You aligned yourself with, it ain't even Seth that I'm mad at. It ain't even Seth. It's the people around Seth. I want Seth to understand that. I pick on Seth because I joke and play. But it ain't Seth that I have a problem with. It's the people around Seth. And everybody forgets that these people around Seth, they're like, how can you be mean to Seth? Because look at his fucking team. Look at his team. That's how I can be mean to him. Because he's allowed this. At first, I thought he was just, you know, sad. He needed a friend, and these leeches have sucked onto him. But at what point do you not realize your blood's being sucked out of you by leeches? Okay, once you get out the pond, you see the leeches are on you. You gotta pull the damn leeches off, and he's just letting them stay there, like walking around like it ain't nothing. So, to me, that's my problem. Like, I didn't just wake up and be like, well, let me be mean to the father of a missing child. I didn't want to be mean to this man. I tried to help this man. Okay, I don't know how many people's been around here since the beginning of the Sebastian Rogers case. I did everything I could to help this man. Volunteered to go search with him, flew down there to help, everything. But enough is enough. When you're not doing right, I'm going to say you're not doing right. When you're doing right, I'm going to praise you for doing right. Like I said, I've seen Betty do good. I've seen Betty do really fucking bad too. And I think right now, what she said is projecting onto herself. I didn't choose the money, because if I would have chose money, my first thing would have been to suck up to somebody that I could have got some money off of. I didn't. So the only person that stayed neutral in all of it, right? Everybody picked a side but me. Everybody. But yet, I get more people get mad at me because I don't have a team. Okay, because they either pick this side or this side. So if you in the middle, Nobody like you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have an army. You don't have an army, right? But I have my team, right? I have my team, which is the most important team of all of us, right? Because I think if you realize that and you're here, then you're here for the truth. All right. You're not here to be bullshitted and told a bunch of fucking lies. You're here to for the actual truth and the actual realness of what Dolly Vision is. I mean, of course, it's real mixed with some jokes and some good times and good vibes, right? But the majority of Dolly Vision is legit. I think when I say it's for entertainment purposes and satire, that it still don't take away from the realness of what we do here. When I go out, I'm really looking for these kids. I'm really trying to help. I'm really doing this, right? And it hurts me to see some of these people that I thought were legit, that really cared, and they don't. And I've been easy on some of these people, right? Like I told y'all that old monkey boy was doing photo ops, right? He'll show up, take pictures, jump in his little fucking Tesla and carry his little ass, right? He ain't out in the woods. He ain't out searching for kids. He could give two shits less, right? Like Molly, remember when I said he wasn't married to a doctor? Nobody wanted to believe that shit. Molly dropped it today too. She said, he ain't married to no doctor. I told y'all, Dolly lied to you. He's married to a dude from Pakistan that is a slumlord. Okay. I didn't lie about any of this. So for all these people that have said the mean things about me, right? And now you hear his BFF say the exact same things. Well, she may have left out I think she said he was a slumlord or landlord. She may not have said slumlord, but she left out a little bit, but she told pretty much everything today about behind the scenes and how, this dude acts like he's not drama, right? But behind the scenes, he's a fucking dirtbag. And she pretty much spilled that today, which, everybody believed Molly, but didn't want to believe me, right? Didn't want to believe me. And I'm watching all these people believe Molly. I'm thinking, but damn, why did it go over so smooth? I think it might be the delivery. I mean, I don't know, right? Maybe it's the way I said it, but or because it's coming from a woman, and most women on true crime are women. So y'all are more likely to believe another woman than to believe a man because y'all thought I was just picking on that dude and was lying. And when I said that that wasn't his name that he gave on true crime, I mean on Nancy, remember I said all these things. It wasn't. That's not his name. He lies about his name. He lies about who he's married to. He lies about a dude being a doctor. I mean, everything is a fucking lie, right? And that ain't me picking. Okay. So if anybody gets mad at me over saying this, I'm going to just show y'all that I was telling you guys the truth. Even the whole, Nancy debacle, I was right about all of that. Okay. Now this is where one of those moments where I can go, hey guys, I told you so. Right. And for the 100 people that deleted me, because I guess he had 100 viewers here that were diehard slow-mo fans, because I fucking dude talk slow as a snail. Okay. But I told y'all so. I told y'all, right? If you want lies, then hey, more power to you, right? But don't believe when people come off as super nice. Oh, I love, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. And crying and shit. Take that as your first warning. Okay. Your first warning. And, just like, it just validates everything that I've been telling you guys. Right. But it was accepted way better over there than it was here. I don't know why that was. I'm watching the chat and I'm like, okay, are they going to tear Molly apart? And they're like, Molly, we knew that shit, right? I'm thinking, why didn't I get that? Why didn't I get that? Right? I got a bunch of hate comments, right? I guess it's because people expect me to be you know, because I'm usually super nice because I don't really have no reason to be mean to people, right? So when I say something that comes off as mean, people are being like, "Oh my God, Dolly, you're being mean," right? When really I'm just being legit, real, right? And sometimes people can't handle that, right? You talk too much, I guess, maybe. I mean, shut up. All right, well, let's open the phone lines. I'll let y'all talk a little bit. How about that? How about that? All right. Y'all can tell me what y'all think about this madness that's going on these YouTube streets. Give me 1 second to open the phone lines. I haven't took calls in days, so it'll be good to hear from some of y'all beautiful people. Okay, with that said, let me go over here. Let me put the call-in number on the screen if I can find it. All right, I got so much shit going on here. All right, there is the call-in number, 757-797-6694. We're talking the Sebastian Rogers case. We're talking crazy ass Bullhorn Betty, and we're talking drunk. Dolly.
Hey, yo. So, listen, PG's got this up. You know Marlena?
Say what? You
The one that had, the Marlena, the one that had her daughter up there with playing with Summer.
Who is this first? You tell us who is this?
It's Julia, your spirit whisperer,
Oh,
screamer, or whatever.
okay, all right.
Gemini, no lie. Okay, so, listen, though. So she's got Marlena up there, and, like, I don't know, she's high as a kite. She's, like, talking about people are, like, stalking her from the trees and all this crazy shit. And she's like, she said that Evelyn Boswell's grandpa was Tucker, Don's ex-boss.
I thought he owned a paving company.
I don't even know, but I don't think that's right. As though she's talking about like, the other one, not her dad. But who? Do we even ever even find out who Evelyn's real dad was?
No. They said it was this dude, but I mean, there's no proof.
Yeah, I know. Right. I knew that. But anyway, yeah, that's what Marlene is saying. So I don't think that Tucker was some old guy. I don't know. So and like her Evelyn's dad like was on not Evelyn, but what's her name? Not the mom.
I don't know, but you're so off topic that it's like amazing.
I'm sorry. I heard your topic, Molly. Okay, Molly go lightly should show like than your wife. I don't know. What were we talking about?
I don't know. What did you just say?
Molly go lightly wants to go hard. Anyway,
we got a kid together named Polly, apparently.
Right, Polly Pocket.
Yeah, Polly Pocket.
In whose pocket is it?
I don't know. It ain't in my pocket.
Okay. So anyway, wow.
It must be in Molly's pocket. She got all that money. She got them deep pockets.
Anyway, so like you know PG, right? Sissy or whatever.
I have no clue
the
who that is.
You don't know who Prayer Garden is? The one that was after Don's ass.
Prayer Garden.
Yeah.
Isn't it Don Wells's first
Yeah.
name?
Yeah. Well, you don't like that.
Oh.
Anyway, so no, but she's had Marlena on there, and like she's got mad and like blocked me because I think she should have been charged with neglect to leave her daughter up there. And then in the chat, we got Jody Sue like admitting that here's the thing, we got Jody Sue admitting that she lied about Andy selling rugs to the kids, or rugs for the kids. She's like she's on there sticking up for Andy, and I don't know, like that Marlena girl's like she's gonna beat both of them up basically, and then they're stalking her, and Andy had to tell her, yeah, don't you part because she's like homeless, just trying to get people. I think she's on there.
Where are we going with this spirit whisper?
I'm saying, oh my god, that I'm so sick of people grifting off of the Summer. I don't know. And that girl Marlene was on there like in Prayer Garden saying that she's not high, and like poor lady thinks that, like people are like climbing in trees. She's like, I saw them. I'm like, how the hell does this lady not know that that's the chick's eye? And you just try to get everybody to like overdose or something. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
It's like crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was saying what's up? Oh no! I'm saying the lady was like saying she's gonna be Jody, or yeah, Jody Sue up because she's like it was Jody. She's saying that Jody was the one because Jody admitted that Andy went and found the kids rugs, to put them to sleep.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever listened to yourself talk?
Of course, all the time I hear me.
Okay, I'm just wondering. Now, what I want you to do when you're done with this, I want you to say the same thing you said to me while you looking in the mirror. Okay.
You don't even get what I'm saying.
I know.
I'm saying that.
I absolutely don't.
Okay.
I don't. I have no clue what
Okay.
you're
Well,
talking about.
hold up. Listen when I'm talking about Summer.
I got the Summer part and Jody Sue and
Right.
Prayer
And
Garden. I
listen,
got all that.
and then she's insinuating that something happened to her daughter up there, but she was like putting it off on the oldest son, the oldest kid that they have.
Oh.
Don Wells and,
Okay.
and yeah, but what I'm thinking is like, because that's how that's why I think that Summer they were on about Summer anyway, having to have her own room. You know what I mean? I think that Don was putting it off on the boys, and if they did do something, it was like probably because that's smart behavior. Is something by like either Candace or Don's like
What is the lady talking
command
about?
or
She
like
drunk or some?
whatever. But anyway, she says that boy, the oldest boy, was calling her daughter girlfriend, and when wasn't her daughter like Summer's age, like 5 or 4.
That I don't know, but
Anyway.
We're running out of time, so we got to wrap this up.
Okay, well, it was important, but you don't get it anyways.
Okay, yeah, I don't get it. All right, you do good.
You're not picking up what I'm putting down.
No.
It's just crazy shit, but because like there's something going on, and that I don't know.
Definitely.
I think that. All right. Well,
all right.
I'll hit you up.
All right, peace.
I'll message you. All right.
Okay. Did anybody catch what the hell she was talking about? I got the Jody Sue Brown, Prayer Garden, Don Wells and Candace. Dolly.
All right.
Which way did I go?
What are you doing up this late, Doug? It's 1 a.m.
I don't, baby. I just want to know which way I went.
I don't know. I don't know. We went a couple circles there.
Where we going?
Some figure
eight.
eight.
We was going in all different directions there, wasn't we?
Simultaneously.
Doug stays up all night. I don't work.
Oh, okay. I forgot you baller. Shot caller.
I'm retired.
Retired. That's what I need to be able to do. Retired.
I retired at 58.
I'm just tired. I don't get to read. I'm just tired.
All I do now is play golf and enjoy myself.
Okay. All right. That sounds like a good life.
And listen to my buddy Dolly.
I ain't never played a game of golf in my life.
I wouldn't give a damn what nobody said about me like you. I don't
Does
care.
putt-putt count as golf? I played putt-putt. Anyway.
No, putt-putt don't count.
They don't even got putt-putt no more, do they? They call it miniature golf now.
They got putt-putt everywhere.
Do they? I ain't seen a putt-putt in a long time.
South Carolina, North Carolina, Gatlinburg.
Oh, well, we ain't got them up here anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, we got miniature golf places, but we don't got like putt-putt.
Yeah, I just can't believe, man, that girl was ever which way but loose.
Yeah, definitely.
But I got a question on this Sebastian thing. Could the cops have him hid?
Could the cops have him hid?
Mm-hmm.
When did the cops start hiding kids?
Witness protection program.
I wish they'd hide me.
His janitor, his school was caught with CP.
Yeah, I know.
And they might be a whole lot more of them.
Yeah, but they ain't hiding the kid behind something like that, Doug.
What if he's snitching? What if he's telling them?
Yeah, that ain't happening. I mean,
I don't know, brother.
We make a good plot to a movie, but I don't think that's happening. They wouldn't have did all that searching. They wouldn't have spent millions of dollars searching for him if he's in witness protection.
Well, you gotta make people think he ain't alive because he might be snitching on them people. And if that one guy's in on it at the school, they're all in on it.
Yeah. Hold on a second. My producer just bought it. You still feeling bad? Oh. Okay.
All right. Tell PJ I said hello.
Doug says hello. She said, "Hey, she's losing her voice. She's not feeling well."
Oh no. But I just hope to find a little fella, and I wish people quit blaming people until they find out.
Yeah, yeah. It happens. When there ain't answers, people are going to try to figure out what the answers are. You know, I hope something comes too, and we get a little better look at what's going on. Because right now we don't have much to go off of, and I think that's creating a lot of speculation.
Yeah, a lot.
So, all right,
And I
Doug,
mean,
you be good.
all right.
You going to go play golf
You have
tomorrow?
a good. No, I'm playing Saturday. I got a golf tournament
All right,
to play in Saturday.
all right. Well, good,
And I hope I win.
good,
I can win $500.
good luck.
Later.
All right, peace, Dolly.
Hey,
Hey,
this is Roxanne in
hey,
California.
Roxanne.
I was just wondering if you heard today what was served at the Proudfoot.
Oh, it was a subpoena for court with Bullhorn Betty
Oh, okay.
for the
I was hearing bits and
criminal
pieces
charge,
about. Oh,
but it wasn't a
I
criminal
thought that was
charge.
already settled.
Nah, it wasn't a criminal charge against Chris, according to Chris.
Oh,
He
okay.
said it was a
Yeah, I
subpoena
thought
got
that.
served to Bullhorn Betty, but he said the police did say on a scanner that it was a criminal warrant, but it was really a subpoena. And
Yeah,
if he was
a lot of
wanted,
times the police don't search subpoenas.
it depends, I guess,
Yeah,
what type of subpoena it is. We don't. Our sheriffs deliver stuff like that here, right? Police here
yeah,
don't serve subpoenas. The sheriffs do, but I
yeah,
don't know how
yeah. I
TC
think
works.
that's here. They do some of it. Private processors do some of it. But
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
not for sure.
sometimes they do. I
But I
think.
mean, if he was wanted, they would have arrested him right in court. He was in court today, so he couldn't be wanted so bad. He was right there at the damn
That's what
courthouse.
I figured.
So he said on Cluminati stream that it was a subpoena. So if he had a criminal warrant, he'd be in jail, and he ain't in jail. So
Yeah, they would have shown up with some cops and took him right there.
yeah, especially if he'd had warrants. So we know it wasn't
That was
nothing
probably the
major,
Bullhorn case.
huh?
Yeah. That was probably the Betty case.
Yeah, and she continued her case today. And so it's going to continue the criminal case. So it'll be a while before she goes to court.
I would have thought she'd have wanted to get that settled.
Well, I mean, and usually when lawyers are involved, they're the ones that control what gets continued and what don't. Like my court date, everybody on the internet was saying, Dolly's ducking court. He keeps delaying it. I wasn't delaying shit. My lawyer kept delaying it. I was ready to get it over
The more
with.
money they make.
Well, my lawyer, he was sick. He just happened to catch COVID, and he's an older guy, and it took him a damn forever to get better. I mean,
Oh no.
yeah. I mean, you get older, it's hard to kick them sicknesses, and he was sick, so, and then a lot of times when I talked to him, I was talking to his wife, and he was laid up in bed. I mean, that wasn't no joke. He was sick,
Oh.
so he kept pushing it back. And I was like, are we going to get this over with? He was like, he was still sick. He's like, I got to show up. What do you do? The lawyer can't show up. They're not going to try you. And he's sick. I mean, he has medical, doctor's notes as a lawyer that he's sick. So they just kept pushing the court date back, pushing it back. But I mean, I don't know. It might not be on her end that it's getting pushed back. It may be the lawyers doing it.
So did you get all your stuff settled?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good.
It just took a long time.
It always does.
Yeah. They didn't do.
I don't know why court stuff drags out forever.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah. They didn't do nothing to me. In the end, it all worked out.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. I never did hear the end of the story. So.
Yeah. That was the end. Nothing happened.
Good. All right. Well, I'll let you go. I just wanted to check in and see how things were going.
All right. You be good. Peace.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Yeah. It ain't always the person that's going to court. There's lawyers and people involved, prosecutors involved. So they push things back, and sometimes it's out of your control, right? Like, so I don't know. I know everybody was looking forward to her going to jail, but I don't even know if she'll go to jail. To be honest, on violating a protective order, I just don't know. I don't think if she does go to jail, I don't think she'll go to jail very long. It ain't like something they're going to put you under the prison for. It's like non-violent. But then again, she's been making more threats towards the family, but it ain't a family member that has a protective order on her. So she didn't violate the protective order, but I don't know. She's been going, she's been acting crazy. So I don't know. And like I said, I've seen the lady do good and I've seen her do bad. And right now I believe she's doing the worst, acting unhinged and not doing what she's supposed to be doing to bring Sebastian. Betty was one of them people that get out in the woods and search. Right? Now she's not doing any of that. Have you seen her out in the fucking woods searching? You seen one video of her out in the woods searching? She's went to Tennessee to fucking do what? What have you done when you've been in Tennessee? That's my question. Dolly. Yeah.
It's Mav, and I want to talk about Jody Sue Brown. And
Mav, you want to talk about Mav? Why ain't Betty looking for this kid? That's your buddy.
She's not looking for the kid.
Have you seen her looking for the kid?
No, I haven't seen her for a long time.
Why? Why?
I haven't seen her since Key West 2 years ago.
What changed in this woman's head in the 2 years that she just said, "Fuck looking for
She seemed like
kid"?
a normal person when I met her. I was proofreading her lawsuit for somebody.
That was Queen Bee when she was suing Queen Bee.
Yeah.
What happened to that lady in 2 years? I think that's when she first started losing her mind. Is because why would you go after another YouTuber? Because she couldn't take the heat of people picking on her.
She went after another YouTuber.
Queen Bee was the first one she went after.
Oh yeah. She went after her. I remember that.
They're still going to court.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would they be in court? That's crazy.
It was good entertainment for like a week.
Well,
and then after that, it was just like, what the hell?
Betty was an attorney secretary, legal secretary. She thinks she's an attorney.
I mean, she thought she was media too. Press pass and all. She thinks she's a little bit of everything. But I mean,
I think she went off the rails when she hooked up with 1202 and Seth and all that bunch.
I don't even know. I was thinking, when Betty did show up late as hell, she would be out there searching and in the woods, and she didn't do any of that. She put up some fucking flyers and then went crazy.
She didn't have any interest in Sebastian until she got that in with Seth and Tony. And all of a sudden, it was all about Seth.
Yeah, I know.
I want Seth proven innocent. He needs to be cleared immediately.
That is nuts. That is so nuts, man. I don't know what is going on in that lady's head. I just don't. I'm like, I just know that I've seen her search, like physically be out there for hours, go. And now it's like nothing. I would have figured she would have turned the heat up. I figured Betty would have been the one out there putting public searches together. And none of that. Like, she fucking failed. Like, bitch, you get an F. You know what I'm saying?
Her battery's been wore out.
I don't know. I don't know. She went against everything she's ever done and did the exact opposite of it. Like, maybe she figured what I'm doing, people don't like me, so let me do the opposite of it. And then it made people not like her even more.
I think her strategy was to try to grow the channel or something.
I know her strategy was to get in with Seth, and then she got in. I think she thought that was going to do her really good, and I think that kind of backfired on her.
Yeah, backfired big time.
So yeah, like
So Sebastian, where is he?
I don't know. That's the $1 million question.
I think he's on. I have a gut feeling he's probably on private property within 5 miles. 5 to 7 miles
Possibly.
of that
I don't
house.
think he's far away from there either, Mab. I honestly don't. I think if he got out that night, he got somewhere and got hurt. If somebody hurt him, they didn't take him far. I would say, I wouldn't say 5 miles. I think they searched 5 miles pretty good.
30.
I would say he's
Maybe
within
7.
20 miles of that house.
20.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely 20.
Yeah, maybe shorter,
He's
15,
probably
15 20 miles.
off of a pullout somewhere.
I mean,
Shallow grave.
there's so many ways to get hurt. And if he wasn't scared to go into the woods, which I would think he'd be scared. I mean, even as an adult, sometimes I'm scared to go into the woods. But sometimes kids
Yeah.
don't. But when I was a kid, I'd go all into the woods. Like I had no fear of the woods.
Yeah.
You know,
When I was a
none.
kid, they turned me loose when I was like 7. I had no supervision. I was walking on across lakes on thin ice and doing all kinds of
Yeah,
shit.
I know. I was when I was a kid. I was roaming the woods. I'm from Georgia. I was all over the
Yeah.
fucking place. You know, so
Shooting squirrels.
yeah, I wasn't scared of nothing. As an adult, I'm more scared of things because I know bad shit could happen. But as a kid, I had no fear of nothing.
I've seen 5 mountain lions now where I'm my other little property over there, the mountains.
Yeah.
5 mountain lions seen on my property so far, and I'm
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole bunch of mountain lions in Hendersonville, though. I think the holler of Tennessee.
no. There any bears out there?
Yeah, there's bears everywhere.
But he seemed like a smart kid. He didn't seem like if he ran away, he would not be seen.
Yeah.
He was more likely was taken away, either already passed or soon to be.
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, I don't rule it out.
And the hiding thing, the Indian reservation, the powwow.
Well, Chris was talking about him hiding under a car tonight, you know, which has been out for a while, that he hid under the neighbor's car. And, you know, there was a kid that with autism before that ran away, and he climbed up in the chimney of a house and they found him dead.
Yeah, I saw that. I remember that one.
Yeah. I hope it ain't a case where he's done hid somewhere and, you know, like some people think, climbed into a trash can and to hide, and next thing you know, he's in a trash truck.
It's like Caleb
down the well. Something bad happened.
Drain pipe.
Yeah, drain pipe. But what's the chances that happening twice at the same time? You know, because he went missing around the same time as Caleb Harris. That's why the case got so big.
Oh, Riley Strain.
Riley Strain. That's what I meant. You're right, Riley Strain. I said Caleb. No, wait. Riley Strain fell in the lake. Caleb Harris fell in the manhole.
You know, Riley Strain's GHB levels were through the roof.
Riley Strain's was?
Yes.
What do you think? Somebody Mickey'd him in the bar?
He definitely got Mickey.
I mean,
there was a second autopsy done.
I mean, he was drunk as a skunk because you seen him fall, hit his head on a damn sign.
You see how he was walking.
Yeah, but
and then he saw the cop. He got it together for a split second.
You been drinking in the bars in Nashville? You get tore up down there, boy.
Yeah,
I've been right where he was at. Last time, the first time I went to Nashville, I went out to the bars and hit Music Row. I got tore up from the floor up. I'm lucky I wasn't in the river.
Dave Politis did an episode on Riley Strain on the Missing 411 channel. And he talked about him on the second autopsy that the parents did, and the GHB levels and all that. It was definitely roofied.
Maybe. I mean, I've been in a bar. I've shared the story. I got roofied in a bar. I think the dude was trying to get this girl, these two Navy guys, and we were in a private bar at 3-6 Mafia, the rap show, and I was with my buddy Steve-O, which rest in peace to Steve-O, he's passed away, and my buddy Rob, and there was this girl. She was a really pretty girl, but the way we were sitting, I was sitting beside her, and and everybody kept buying each other drinks. So I had like 3 drinks in front of me. She had like 3 drinks in front of her. And I don't know, maybe they didn't know which drink was hers and they got them all. But I woke up the next day, couldn't remember anything, right? I got in a cab and made it home. I called Steve-O up and I said, Steve-O, I think I was roofied. And he was like, man, you probably just drank. I said, dude, I only drank 3 drinks.
No,
right?
ain't gonna black you out.
Black out. Couldn't remember nothing, right? So right after I called, that girl called him and said, hey, I think I was roofied last night. So
we both got it.
We both got it, right? So I think they were trying to get her and got me along with her and blacked me out. 3 drinks. I couldn't remember anything. So
what's going on with Triple G? I haven't heard seen him around.
I don't know. I'm a little worried because he was having some medical issues when around the time I had that heart attack. So
and
he was having stomach problems.
Heart attack or something, didn't he?
Huh?
Ricky Beavers.
Yeah, but Ricky Beavers was okay. I seen him playing some music the other day.
That's good.
All right, man. We're running out of time.
All right, bro.
You be good. Peace.
Bye.
So yeah, Ricky Beavers is all right. For all you guys that know, Ricky Beaver plays guitar, blind guy. He had a mild heart attack. I don't know what heart attack is mild, but okay.
Hello.
Yeah, but Ricky Beavers is okay.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? Who's this? Where you calling from?
Julia, Massachusetts.
All right, what's good with you?
No, good. I was listening in, and I mean, I was drugged once in Ohio. You know, like no one believed me. Like that night, I had to like call my, boyfriend was out somewhere else, and I was like, hey, this is not normal. Like I only had a couple drinks.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
And and thankfully, I got back home. Somebody walked me home, but like it's not like atypical, like Riley Strain is one of those cases. Exactly,
Yeah, but for the most part, dudes usually don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Usually people slip that into women's drinks so they can take advantage of women.
It was really creepy when I looked it up, like there were bars doing that, like not just in Nashville, and not just with women. And that's really creepy.
Yeah, I don't know why they, why they.
If I believe what I read, I just felt like from the very beginning with the Riley Strain case, when he wandered off, like I'm like, and they had that footage too, he was stumbling.
Yeah, but the bad thing is, it's a different era now. Like I come from an era where you don't leave your friends behind.
And no, and that was BS. And I felt like, oh wow, those are your brothers, your fraternity brothers, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know the consequences for that if they'll face it, but I know they're trying to get that, from what I know. But it's very suspicious. And
well, if it was just drinking, some of them bars that served him that intoxicated should lose their ABC
they
license.
Weren't they drinking before they went to the bars?
That I'm not sure of, but
part of the problem.
It's the bar's job to go, you're too drunk to drink,
Yeah.
So if
was that called a safe serve thing?
I mean, I don't know. It's called you cut the hell off. You've had too much. I've had them in bars tell me, hey, I ain't serving you nothing. You look like you're drunk, man.
Yeah, but if you're not from around there and your friends are like, oh yeah, just go off and find a hotel.
Your friends go up there and get the drinks and give them to you.
I wish we had more footage from that bar that night, because I'm sure they had cameras. And what they're looking into, I really hope to God that they are looking into that.
Yeah. I haven't thought too much about it because I just looked at it like it was a tragic accident. Like that's when they need to put fences up down there. Because I've been down there a few times and You know, one time I went down there, I
district.
got pretty drunk when I was down there one time, and
that area, you know, like you think about like, you know, Mardi Gras, you know, like New Orleans.
yeah, it's
and stuff.
packed. It was packed when
It's
I was
packed.
down there.
It's that kind of place. It's packed.
And
you know,
I was leaving. This is the craziest. I was leaving Nashville that night. I went out to the bars, and I lost my ID. And the thing about that is you can't get on an airplane without an ID, right? And my ID's gone, and I'm thinking, damn, I'm stuck in Nashville, right? So I'm walking down the street, and I go back to one bar that I was in to see if I left it there, and it wasn't there. And I'm looking, and there was this drummer dude, and he goes,
yeah,
"Are you looking for an ID?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "I just seen him throw one in the street over there. Throw one in."
That's messed up.
Yeah, well, apparently at 2:00 in the morning, if you leave your ID in the bar, they throw it out into the street so you can find it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what they told me, right?
One time I was in the airport and I lost my ID in San Francisco. Okay, I had to use my Costco membership card.
Wow.
And I don't know if she was like messing with me or let me through, but.
Well, I ran out into the middle of the street, picked up the ID, and it was mine. I could not believe it. And I was just like, thank God I can go home.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's an amazing story.
And then when I looked, there was other IDs in the street where the bars have been throwing IDs out into the street.
But you just like found yours.
Just found it. If it wasn't for the drummer guy, I'd have never knew it. This drummer dude, he was packing up his drums out the bar, and the bar was closed and I couldn't get in. He's like, "Are you looking for your?" I was like, "I lost my ID." He goes, "Well, the bar is locked up." He goes, "But they just threw some IDs into the street." And I was like, and I looked over there and there was some IDs, and I ran over there and picked the first one I picked up was mine.
That is amazing.
Luck.
That is amazing.
Miracle is what I looked at it like.
That is a miracle. And if there was one good story I take away from tonight, it's that story. So
yeah, and then I went and slept for a couple hours, sober up, and then I jumped on a plane and came back to Virginia.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that. I thought I had a story, but your story was
luck. That was luck. All right, you be good.
All right. You too.
All right,
good night.
Peace.
Bye.
Yeah, so just remember that if you ever go to a bar in Nashville at 2:00 in the morning, if you leave something in the bar, they sling it out into the street. Dolly.
What's going on, Dolly?
What up?
This is Anonymous again from the East Coast.
What's up, Anonymous?
That's an interesting story with the ID.
Yeah, luck, man. Miracles happen, because if not, I wouldn't have been able to get on the airplane. I was leaving that following morning. My plane was leaving at like 5, and it was like 2 something in the morning.
Wow.
So, what do you think about this whole Karen Reed jury selection?
You know, we were told, at least her minions told us that it's going to take about 3 weeks or so.
They picked 7 people today.
Yeah, they too, and we're like almost halfway to I think 16.
Yeah, that's what I was telling PJ today. I was like, how the hell is this shit going to take over a month and they done picked 7 people today?
Yeah.
That should be over tomorrow.
But the bigger news, I think it was for of all days, April Fool's Day. The audit comes out,
and
the conclusion says that there's no proof to support the claims that any evidence was tampered with at 34 Fairview.
Yeah, what's some blood? And they can't bring in Colin.
Nope.
So, but they can use the third party culprit excuse. So we know they're going to bring that in anyway. But they've been delivered some blows before this started. I heard something about today that they may get a new judge.
They're what?
A new judge.
They're trying to get a new judge?
That's what I hear, that they may make Bev step down and be a new judge.
Those people are smoking crack.
Yeah.
I mean, she has been more than convenient for the defense.
I think she's been pretty fair. I mean, too fair sometimes.
Oh yeah, very, very much. Making sure that whatever they ask for, they get
What
to a very high degree.
What about Karen Reed
But
saying she ain't paying none of the lawyers?
that's BS. That is total BS. I mean, when this is all said and done, I see some civil lawsuits coming down.
Then if you ain't paying lawyers, what are you doing with the millions of dollars you're raising? Like, where does that go if you ain't paying lawyers?
This is
She said everybody's doing it for free.
When you read that audit and it explains the actions her supporters have put on Canton, the Canton PD, it is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Lying to them numerous times with all those requests that they had to look at freedom of information, that texting the chief, at your wake, I'm gonna piss on this, or you better have a closed casket. I mean, you have the midst of all of that before the actual trial starts. That doesn't make her side look any more favorable. I mean, the docuseries was bad, but those actions, irreprehensible.
Yeah, that shit almost. I thought that the docuseries almost convicted her. I was like, this is bad. This is real bad.
Dolly,
that shit was almost like a confession.
What's really gonna give her some problems is when she says she plucked the glass out of his face, or something like that. Now that's key, because when she said when she pulled it out, blood started gushing.
That means he was alive.
Now here's the thing. It's been well documented that when it got to John, he had no heartbeat. He was out there for hours. And Kerry never testified to that on the stand. Didn't say anything about a glass from his face. So he was just, no blood gushing. So that means for her to say that for blood to come out, that sounds like she went back there when he was still alive in that crazy location of a disaster, somewhat having life in his body, and you pull that out and blood's gushing out, and then you leave the scene. Well, I shouldn't say a scene because it wasn't a crime scene at that moment, but you leave that location.
Well, I would say it's the crime scene. As soon as she hit him, it was a crime.
Yeah. I'm talking about with police. Like, police. Officially with the first guy, because he came there when he met up with the ladies on the left side of the dash cam. But I mean, it's sick to possibly think about that scenario playing out with this potential new evidence, which is dated and time-stamped. That's unequivocally second degree. And what her supporters don't seem to understand is that John O'Keefe's injuries deal primarily on the right side of his body, and she has all of her damage on her vehicle is all on the right side, including the things you talk about, the knee, that clip him in the knee or something like that. Her questions and all that stuff, it lines up with the state's theory as to what she did, potentially, allegedly.
Yeah,
I mean, that taking the glass out of the face and blood gushing out, that is going to give her a lot of problems. And if she's in that area, the new evidence shows that, she might as well consider taking a plea, in my opinion.
I think she should have been took a plea, but that's just me. I would rather do 10 years than 40 years. So that she gets convicted of that second degree murder, she's doing 40 years in prison.
Yeah.
So
I think 2 years from now, her supporters, they're gonna look back they're gonna be so
Well,
embarrassed.
2 years from now,
Everybody,
they'll still be screaming she's innocent. That she'll just be in prison when they're doing it.
that within that time, their credibility would be so shot.
Because nobody likes to admit they're wrong, you know?
Yeah.
So they're going to hold
You
on
know,
to she's innocent no matter what because nobody wants to admit they're wrong. They can't just go, man, damn, I was wrong about that one.
it's and if it does play out that way, that she was in that area and the whole thing plugging the glass out, if all of that is playing out in court, I don't think John's mom will be able to keep it together, because every time in the first trial, when the moments came to talk about the evidence and it really showed about things, and she just broke down in tears. But if Hank Brennan has this evidence that really points to her guilt, where you can't just simply turn away,
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna break down. I mean, I know she'll keep it together, but she's gonna break down. I really see civil lawsuits coming down when this is all said and done.
Yeah, I may end up going up there a couple times because PJ's took off a certain date for work. If it starts before then, I may go up there for a little bit, come back, and then go back with PJ. So I may be there a couple times for this trial.
Yeah, I think given this pace with them seeing these jurors now almost halfway there, this thing could possibly start either Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
And that should really make her scratch her head, like damn, we were told like 3 weeks or so at a minimum, but day 2, oof.
Yeah, because PJ had actually scheduled off for like the 6th, right? And then we realized, hey, they're talking 3 weeks, so she pushed it back a month.
Yeah.
So we're like, damn, we would have been right on time if it keeps moving like it's moving right now. We'd have been right there for the beginning of it. So it may be one of those situations where I fly up by myself and then me and PJ drive up when she has her time off work.
Have you noticed that no traction Hollywood Jackson, he didn't bring his wife to the courtroom?
No, definitely ain't bringing his wife nowhere near that courtroom.
He didn't bring her. He didn't bring her. I think he should bring her. Let's see how that all plays out.
I don't think he's doing that. I don't think I don't think he's that dumb. He's pretty dumb, but I don't think he's that damn dumb.
Bring her to court to look at Messi Alessi.
Oh.
And Spaghetti Yannetti.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. I think he's keeping that wife on the California side.
And also, Dolly, what's your opinion about this alternate juror on her team now?
To me, it don't mean nothing because she wasn't there for deliberation, so she don't know what the jury inside said inside the box, and it really don't matter. It's just another person. To me, it don't make a difference. I don't see how that helps her. This is a new trial. This ain't the old trial.
No.
This is a brand new one with a new prosecutor.
Now, someone who's been in the courtroom has been describing the actions between, the interactions between her and the team. They're saying that whenever Karen takes a drink, she takes a drink, and she's practically there just to babysit, so to speak.
It's weird.
Or to accompany, just accompany Karen because she's just too much to handle for the lawyers.
It sounds like a lawyer that wants to build her name. You get with these high profile people, and it just helps you as a lawyer because then you can be like, well, I represented Karen Reed. It's a high profile case. It puts her on TV. It builds her stock. So as a lawyer, you would want to be involved, unless she loses bad and she gets she gets life in prison. Then it don't look like good to be her lawyer. But if you think she's going to get off or there's a possibility she get off and you wanted her lawyers, that looks good on your resume.
When you look at the first trial with Jackson, he looked younger. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But this one, like a year later, he looks like he aged like 10 years. Like, look at his face. The guy looks stressed out.
I bet he is stressed out. His wife knows he's banging Karen Reed.
It really wouldn't shock me if, like, he's just trying to keep a straight face, but in the background she's just stressing all of them out, saying the most dumbest shit, and I think that's why this alternate juror is on there, is just to keep her occupied, and that is what the description of someone who's looking at this, because she has like almost the same hair color as her. It's like she's a
Karen Reed simp. She's just a Karen Reed simp, you know. All them women want to be Karen Reed for some reason. It's weird. But look, hey, we're running out of time. I appreciate you calling in, and hey, stay tuned, right? Because we're going to see what's happening.
Yeah, you too. And if you go up there, be careful, because they just really they lost all sense of control with their emotions, and anybody who's against her, you know how that goes.
Well, if they fuck with me, they're gonna lose all sense of their head, because I'm gonna plug it off their fucking shoulders. I don't play that shit. I'm from the hood. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, peace. Yeah, it's all fun and games, right? It's all fun and games. None of them Karen Reed people better not, you know. I'm fine with you saying things to me, whatever. There's just two things I don't tolerate. Don't put your hands on me, and don't spit on me. Okay? Because me spitting on me is the same as punching me in the face. I'm gonna go ballistic. Okay? So, like, I don't have no problem with them people up there, and I ain't gonna be starting trouble with them people up there. Long as nobody spits on me or put their hands on me, they're fine. But they spit on me or put their hands on me, and they better be ready to duck. All right? Because shit will pop off. There's some shit I will go to jail over. Okay? I will just go like, all right, take me. You know, you are not going to put your hands on me. You are not going to spit on me. Anything else, you can say whatever you want to say. Whatever. No big deal. No harm, no foul. But you put your hands on me, or one of these idiots think they're going to do something to me physical, they're going to take an ass whipping by a little dude. I can tell you that. Because you ain't going to put your hands on me. I will protect myself at all costs. And then once that switch turns on, it ain't no turning it off. You know, so once you pass that threshold, it's from that point, it ain't no turning it back. But I've been up there with them before. You know, they're weird, you know, but it's mostly women, older women. And I can tell you now, if an older woman does something, I'm not going to put my hands on an older woman. You know, hopefully they don't, you know, but I'm talking men. If you would like Weirdo Tom or Turtle Boy or any of them people, you do some shit like that, and you better be prepared for what's coming your way. Because I wouldn't disrespect people like that. I wouldn't do that to somebody else. So you keep your bodily fluids inside your body and keep your hands to yourself, and we'll be all right. That's how I look at it. My hands ain't registered weapons. That's a myth, man. I've took martial arts for so many years, but people don't read. No, I took jiu-jitsu and judo. You know, I wasn't in striking. I didn't take boxing or, you know, any of that. So no, my hands are not registered as weapons. But have I took defense classes? Yes, a lot of them. But yeah, I'm not there to fight people, you know. And like I said, most of the people up there are women, right? Now, women usually, Tiff says hers might be. Tiff's my protector, right? I get Tiff on your ass. So, yeah, I don't plan on fighting with no older women that just left bingo, okay? Be like, lady, better back up. I'll take your bingo dauber, okay? I'll take every bingo dauber you got, the pink one, the green one, the blue one. They be missing. You better back up off of me, right? You don't want to lose your bingo daubers out this bitch. Okay. So nah, they're a little strange, but I don't think they're bad people, you know? I think they just believe Karen Reed is innocent. So I don't think if you don't go messing with them, they ain't gonna go messing with you. Like they didn't bother me last time I was out there. I mean, weirdo Tom came up, but you know, he's just a weirdo. All right, let's open the phone lines up. I got time for one more call, and then I got to get out of here. I got to go see a movie with Tiff tomorrow. We're going to watch Minecraft. I never played the video game ever, but Tiff wants me to go watch this movie with her. You love bingo. See what I mean? You wouldn't want to lose your bingo daubers, would you? Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
This is Lewis from Ohio.
What's up, Lewis?
My kid wanted to make my name Slay Queen, but messed up now. I need to wait 14 days.
Hold on 1 second.
14 data to be back. Sophia, rolling on the floor, laughing emoji. Kids.
I had a super chat coming in and it reads it out. I didn't want y'all to talk over it. Okay, you said you from where did you say you was from?
Ohio.
Ohio. Okay. OH.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cold and raining here.
Cold and raining?
Yeah.
Oh man, it was a nice, beautiful day here in Virginia today.
Oh yeah. And where's Sebastian at?
Man, I do not know. That's been the $1 million question for like the last year. I mean, one of the most high profile things going on true crime as far as YouTube anyway.
Yeah, I mean I saw it and it is so sad.
Yeah, I mean, definitely sad, and hopefully something will happen and we'll get some answers eventually. It's been so long. I think a lot of people
Dolly,
are losing hope.
That. Some jerk might just spit on you.
Yeah, I mean, but
then we
people
have to
like
get
you
a quick
that
defense
keep
fund.
it going, though.
Say that one more time. We have super chat coming in there. We are both speaking at the same time.
Well, it's the people like you that keep it going, though.
Yeah, but a lot of the numbers are dying down as far as the people talking about it. Like, I think because a lot of the interest is dying down from outside viewers, and so people are.
Well, yeah. Plus, there's not that much evidence to go on.
There's nothing to go on really, but speculation. There's no proof of anything out there, so. I mean, you can only point your finger at somebody for so long until your finger gets tired.
Well, yeah. I mean, hopefully they can get some evidence or something to know if he's alive or dead.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, just my opinion. I don't think he's alive, because if he was alive, somebody would have seen him. He would have went somewhere to get some food or water, been in a store somewhere. But nothing, zero sightings of them in over a year. What are we, 4 months in? So we're talking 14 months.
Oh yeah.
So
that's a long time for you missing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, and you got to remember, nobody's really searching. There's no search parties at this point. So if he did get somewhere out in the woods or something and get hurt, there's no telling.
I don't believe
Hold on
in
1
karma.
second.
I think the Lord Jesus takes care of that 10x-fold. This world has changed drastically. Appreciate you and PJ, white-haired woman emoji, dog emoji.
Thank you, gone but not forgotten. Okay, yeah. Yeah, let's just keep praying and that something breaks. I mean, even if it's something small that may lead us to something big,
Well, yeah, I mean, at least if somebody kidnapped him or something, we can find out who did it instead of just being nothing right now.
Yeah, but let me ask you this: you think somebody kidnapped them because they wanted a kid? If you was going to kidnap somebody, would you kidnap a special needs kid that you would have to take care of?
Oh yeah, true.
And wouldn't you want to snatch a younger kid like that you can raise as your own kid? You wouldn't want to grab a kid that's grown with special needs. I couldn't see. And if people kidnap you, usually they don't kidnap you for good. They usually are predators when they kidnap you, and they usually assault you and get rid of
family member.
Yeah, but then you got to think about this. I got a bunch of crazy people in my family. I ain't kidnapping none of them. I don't want them.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, there could be somebody out there that be like, well, they're not taking care of them. Let me get them. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't think this kid has been kidnapped. Just my vibe. I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong if somebody did grab them. But if they grabbed them, I don't think they grabbed them for, I want to take care of them, because you still need, there's just certain things you need in this world, like ID and social security card. But I mean, he could be homeschooled, but you'd be living life like a prisoner. I just don't know. And what family member? Katie's mama lives down the street from me.
Well, yeah.
So, well, I don't know. She's actually in my neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a small world. I mean, her fucking mama lives in my neighborhood.
Okay.
So, I mean, I haven't seen the kid around here. So it leaves Chris's family. Now, he has cousins and different people, but they're all right there in that Tennessee area. So, and nobody's seen him there.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's still a lot of ground to cover if he's in a different state too.
Yeah. I mean, there's that possibility, but man, I don't know, man. I just think that something bad has happened either in that house, or he did get out like they're saying, and he's ran off and something bad has happened to him. And
well, yeah, or he hit his head and just can't remember who he is, and like somebody wanted to kill him.
Yeah, that'd be it. I think that's hit his head and didn't remember who he was. But then if that was the case, somebody would be like, hey, I found this kid that don't know who he is. They're not, and especially he's been all over national news and Nancy Grace and Court TV, and everybody's kind of talked about him. So it'd be hard to, I mean, I do know there's a lot of people out here still that have no clue to who Sebastian is, but everybody, at least in true crime, knows. So I don't.
Oh yeah.
All right, my man.
I mean, unless he they disguised him somehow.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible too. But I mean, at 16, he knows who he is. So.
Well, yeah, true.
I don't know. It's usually people don't kidnap 16-year-old kids. Usually, I ain't saying it don't happen. Girls, you hear about getting kidnapped a lot. It's because. But then again, there's just as many predators that prey on boys too. So I can't really say that. It's about the same, because if you look at, I was in Walmart looking at the missing kids posters, and there was a lot of boys up there. So there's a lot of people that people forget that too, that there's a lot of men that prey on boys. I don't think there's a lot of women predators out there snatching kids. I think most of your kid snatchers are men.
Yeah.
Can you see any women just running around kidnapping kids? I mean, bigger kids, maybe babies out the hospital. We hear about women trying to steal babies out the hospital and shit like that, but you don't hear about too many women kidnapping 16-year-old kids.
Oh yeah.
So if it's a kidnapping, if it's a kidnapping, the odds are a man did it. So.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Well, all right, my man, you be good. Stay safe. I'll talk to you later.
All right, you too.
All right, peace.
All right, bye.
I mean, I'm no forensic expert or, criminal profiler, but I would have to say if a 16-year-old boy has been kidnapped, 15 at the time, it was done by a man. Okay. I can't see a woman jumping out of the car and be like, let me snatch this 15-year-old boy, but there's so many men that are sick. They don't care if it's a girl or a boy. You know what I'm saying? They look for an easy target. But usually when them people get you.
Katie lasts to see Sebastian Chris running the show.
Katie lasts to see Sebastian Chris running the show. Chris is definitely running the show for that side. There's no doubt about that. You're right about that. I wish Katie would speak more, but that's just wishful thinking. I don't think we're going to get a lot out of Katie, and I mean, I don't know the reasons why. Is it, a lot of people would say because she's guilty and she's scared to talk, right? But some people suffer from anxiety, right? Like me. Like when my anxiety's bad, I don't even come online. Like I don't like talking. I don't like people looking at me when I got my anxieties kind of flared up. Lately, it's been good. Like the blood pressure medicines and things they got me on are working pretty good. So my anxiety ain't been super, super high. A little bit here and there, but nothing bad. But usually when I have like bad anxiety, I don't like talking. I ain't saying that that's the case because I don't know if Katie even has anxiety, right? I don't know what the lady suffers from. I'm saying me myself. Maybe there's a reason, but I can't think of one unless that's it. And I just don't know because we don't have no way of knowing because I've never asked. Okay, Katie, why ain't you talking? Chris said she would talk in time. And he said that a while back. And then we seen Katie come up and do the news, right? Just the news and America's Most Wanted. She's talked. And I think if you're brave enough to talk there, shit, I'd be more nervous to talk to Nancy and America's Most Wanted because they put them big ass cameras on you. You know what I'm saying? Well, they were on Skype for Nancy. But I mean, far as, America's Most Wanted, they I think they came to them. Right. So, and if you're able to get on them TV cameras, and let me tell you, I come up here with you guys every night. I went and tried out for Survivor. And they put the big TV cameras on you in the big lights. I mean, it's fucking. My studio lights are bright. They got the fucking. You feel like you in a police interrogation bright. Like it's bright, and you got a camera. I mean, this fucking camera's like this in your face. Like my camera's over there. This camera's like boom, and they're like, you got two directors, and you got people fucking in the back. It's like it'll make you nervous. Okay. And I'm usually not nervous. Okay. But, I all the way up until the Survivor stuff, until I walked in front of I was good with all the other stuff. But as soon as I got in front of that camera, and you would think, Dolly, I'm on camera every day. Oh, hell no. I was nervous as hell. I was super nervous. Like it's just a different vibe. Like I went in there like a deer in headlights. I was like, oh shit. So, no, I did try it for Survivor. Yeah. Twice. I want to try again this year. Okay. I'm going to try again this year. The first one though, I didn't go. I went and auditioned the second time. The first time I submitted a video, but the second time I went to the live auditions and tried out. So I'm going to try to do another live audition. I figured live, I got a better chance than just submitting a video. So I'm going to try again. But I was a little nervous. I ain't going to lie. And, I mean, if you can get in front of the big cameras, it seems like the internet, it's easy is what I'm trying to say compared. But some people lock up in front of all of it. They get nervous. Now, like I said, I don't know if that's the case for Katie. I don't know if she has anxiety or what her reasons is for not talking. I wish she would talk, she is going to get picked apart no matter what she says, right? That's what we do here on the internet. So, but it's one of them situations like, and this is for sure. You're damned if you do, and you damned if you don't. It don't really matter, right? It don't really matter if she talks or she don't talk. She's going to be the villain either way. That's just the truth of it. There's just no way around that. I think the majority of people, like a public opinion, has them set their mind to this, right? I try to keep an open mind that all possibilities are out there. That, yeah, there's a possibility she could have done it, but there's also that possibility he could have ran away. There's a possibility he could have got kidnapped. There's a possibility that Karen Reed backed over him at 24 miles an hour. Probably not Karen Reed, but you see what I'm saying? That everything is still open on the table until we have something. We really don't have anything. And we just got to take what we get right now until there's some answers. And let's just pray that what happens in the dark comes to light. And we be patient. I hate being patient. I hate it worse than anybody. Okay. I'm the most impatient person ever. Like, I even cussed the dude out at the tire place today. Okay. He said, well, it's going to be about a 2-hour wait. I was like, well, can you call me in an hour and I'll bring the car up there? He was like, well, no, I can't put you in line unless you're here. I was like, look, dude, I live down the street. I just told you I'll be there. Just call me in an hour. That way, when I get there, I don't have to wait 2 hours. And he was like, I can't do it. He was like, well, we got to inspect the car. I was like, dude, I told you I need a tire. What the fuck? You seen one tire? You seen all tires. All tires are round and black. They look the fucking same. What do you mean you got to look at the tire? I want a new tire. I don't want you to look at the old fucking tire. I want you to put a new tire on the car. Okay? What do you got to look at the tire to put a new tire on my car? Okay? What if I just brought you the rim and there ain't even a tire? You would put a new tire on it, right? Would you have to look at the rim? Like, it was so stupid, right? And I was like, this is ridiculous. This is that. And then, by this point, he done pissed me off, right? What was his name? Ash. Who the fuck names their kid Ash? Okay. I got mad so easy, right? I'm impatient, right? That shows you right there how impatient I am, right? He was like, wait, over a tire, okay? I was ready. I was mad as shit at Ash when I got there. I was like, look, where's this Ash dude at? I hope he's small, okay? Get in there, Ash, be 6'4", 390 pounds. I'm in trouble. I'd have cussed this guy slam out on the phone. Thank God Ash wasn't huge. Okay. He was actually kind of nice when I got there, but it is what it is. All right, guys, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. You be good. I will talk to you next time. And remember this, if nobody else loves you, Dolly does. Peace.